Howdy folks, today is the day that I'm going to prune up and do a little insect control on my zucchinis here. As you can see, I've got a lot of leaves that are touching the ground, and when I start pruning, that's where I'm going to start. I'm taking off the leaves that touch the soil. I'm going to take out damaged older leaves, and because I've got these squash bugs that I'm dealing with, I'm also going to take out some of the leaves if they're just covered in squash bug eggs. I'm going to make my life a little bit easier, and I'm just going to cut them out entirely. And when I'm done pruning, you're going to be able to see down into the stem of this plant. You're going to be able to see if there's blooms in there. You're going to be able to see if there's any zucchini in there. Right now it's thick covered and you really can't tell. I'm also going to take off squash bug eggs as I'm going, and I showed you in another video a cool little trick using a lint roller to pull eggs off. On zucchini it doesn't work as well. Oftentimes these eggs are going to be laid right next to the veins on these leaves, and you just can't get that lint roller in there. And what I use on my zucchini is an old roll of duct tape. Pull off, or what I do is I pull off about an 8 to 10 inch piece of it. I roll it over backwards so that the sticky side is laid out, and push it up against the leaf where the eggs are at, pull it off, and the eggs are going to be on that leaf. No. And the eggs are going to be on that piece of duct tape. Pretty simple process. Also, last year I had a video where I used soap, specifically Dawn dish soap and water to kill stink bugs. I have taken to using diatomaceous earth. After I put the diatomaceous earth down, I spray the leaves where the eggs are at and where the young hatch and where they're sucking on the leaves. I spray that with a mix of neem oil and pyrethrin, and I am having much better luck in controlling these things this year with that system. Also, in the morning when I water these plants, I watch when I'm watering. The stink bugs hate the water, and as you're watering they'll start to climb up the stems to get away from it, and I reach down and I just squish the adults that I see while I'm doing that. The combination of all of those things is making it a lot easier for me to control those stink bugs this year. Last year they won. I gave up and just surrendered my crop to them, pulled it out of the garden and burned it. It was bad. I'm gonna do this pruning a little bit at a time. I'll come back, restart the camera, and show you what I have done so that you can see what's going on. In the middle here, my goal, you can see the newer leaves. They're a darker green color. They don't have as much damage. They don't have any mechanical damage on them per se. Those are going to be the leaves that I'm going to try and leave on there. All the older ones are subject to pruning. We'll take this a little bit at a time and see how it goes. Okay, you can see I've got everything up off the ground here, and I can actually see the zucchini that are in there. I can see the newer growth leaves, and everything is looking much better. I still have a couple of the older, and you can see them in here like there. Some of the older leaves that are damaged that I need to pull out, and I'm going to do that, but you get the point here. I didn't mention that when you're doing this, you also want to pull out any of the old dead leaf matter that's laying in the bed underneath your plant. That's a place that these bugs are going to go to hide, to get away from you and other predators. So as you're pruning, clean out them old dead leaves and squash them suckers as you see them. I'm just about done here. The next step I'm going to do is apply diatomaceous earth. You really don't need to watch me do that. It's pretty easy to do. If you have any questions though, I'll be more than happy to answer them if you just ask in the comment section. After that is done, I'm going to come back through with my neem oil and my pyrethrin. I call it my pyro, and I see a big old stink bug climbing right there. Sorry, I had to get him. After I shut down the camera, I found some eggs on top of this leaf. Generally, I don't find them on the top of the leaf. They're typically underneath the leaf, but they're going to give me an opportunity to show you how to remove those eggs with duct tape. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand on the back side of the leaf, or the opposite side of the leaf of where the eggs have been laid, to give me something to press against. Take that duct tape, push against the egg, and it's going to pull them right off. Just like so. There is a little bit of damage to the leaf. Let's see if that'll focus. There's those eggs. Alright, I found a good example of where these guys lay eggs. And with your lint roller, because of this vein that they're laid next to, you just can't peel them off. You can't get the lint roller to it. So again, there's my duct tape. I've got the sticky side out. All we will do, put my finger on the back side of the egg, push that tape against those little suckers, and it takes some work, as you can see, but you'll start to peel them off. I made the mistake of buying some generic duct tape. I don't think I'll do that again. I'll buy a good roll. This stuff is just too thin. It is not as sticky as a good brand of duct tape. It works, but I think it would be less work for me and less frustration if I had better duct tape. Anyway, there you go.